Welcome back. We have just finished reading the journal of Douglas Sharper. Well, Sharper was a restoration engineer for the Dunny Restoration Council, in charge of restoring Teledahn. Apparently Teledahn was used by the Guild of Caterers, who harvested the spores to make a type of bread that was considered a delicacy. However, the age was also used for illegal slave trading, and this ties in with the text about Teledahn we read in the library on Relto, which talked about things hidden beneath the surface. The journal also talked a lot about the internal politics of the Dunny Restoration Council. Many members of the DRC are mentioned, and most of this ties in with Uru Live. I was never a member of Uru Live, so I don't know the exact story behind all of that. They were talking about preparing the city and various ages for visitors, which refers to the people who were a member of Uru Live. And it seems that not everything was going the way they were planning. It seems that Jeff Zandy, the guy with the trailer in the desert, wasn't entirely playing along with the DRC. He was bringing people down without the DRC's approval. I assume this refers to people like us who are following Yisha's journey. It seems that Zandy has taken Yisha's side in this whole thing. It's also interesting that the journal references several real-world events. Besides the sports references, the journal mentions the World Trade Center attacks from September 11, 2001. It also implies that people from Cyan Worlds, including Rand and Robin Miller themselves, have come down to see the cavern. So maybe Dunny is real and the Mist games are based on the information Cyan got from the DRC. The stuff at the end with Phil comes from the 2 Dunny expansions. Those entries are not there if you play the original Uru. Phil was another DRC member who also followed Yisha's journey, like we are doing now, but he was killed. Sharper had apparently also started Yisha's journey, since he refers to his own Relto age. We'll come back to some of this when we get to 2 Dunny. There's another one of Sharper's notebooks here, with another journal of his. But that is exclusively stuff about 2 Dunny, so we'll come back to that after we finish the main content of Uru. Now it is back to Teledahn, finally. Sharper's second journal isn't actually that long, but I mean, we've done enough reading for now, so let's come back to that one when it's actually relevant. There we are in Sharper's office on Teledahn again. And it's time to take the elevator back down. Last time I was here I skipped over this control panel. Well, let's take a look at it now. Several things I can do with this. One thing, I can stop the buckets. This lever starts the timer, which starts the buckets moving again. And I can also turn on the lights here. Doesn't really serve any purpose, but it's still nice. The remaining controls have to do with that hatch we saw in the hut at the beginning of the age. This handle starts a pump. It pumps out the water that's below the hut. And this pump is mentioned in Sharper's journal, which is why I didn't do this before reading the journal. Obviously you cannot really tell here what is happening, but when we come back downstairs you'll see that the water is gone. Finally this control unlocks the hatch. Well, that's all there is to do with the control panel. See now all these lights are turned on. So let's take the elevator further down, back to the beginning of the edge. Now we arrive back where we began, where the elevator was where we first noticed it, but then it wouldn't come. Now we see that the water that was down here is gone. And we can also open this hatch. And climb down a ladder. And this room by itself doesn't really serve any purpose, except that we can continue. Down yet another ladder. We see some of the water still remains here. And walk down this drainage pipe. Feels like Riven, doesn't it? Walking down drainage pipes. Over here we see some drawing on the side of the pipe. It seems to be stick figures of sort. A bit different kind of stick figures than what we usually would draw, but these were probably not drawn by humans. And these stick figures appear to be in change. See, they're chained. This one's chained to the ceiling. So that seems to have to do with those slaves that we read about in Sharper's journal. We are now at the back side of the age, the stuff that's hidden beneath the ground, which tells us the truth of the age. The age that on the surface was just meant to harvest spores and make bread is actually used for slave trading. And here we see cages used to hold these slaves. And there's some chains on the ground as well. Lots of remnants of this slave trading. So it seems that the Dunny were into some pretty dark things. Now this room, you might recognize it from the map we saw in Sharper's office here on Teledahn. The square things we saw on those on the map were are in fact these panels, and you can stand on the panels, but nothing appears to happen. It seems Yisha's been here because her symbol is on the floor. Now you might think that because these panels are numbered that you may need to stand on them in that order or something like that. That's not in fact the case. You do need to use these panels though, because this door here is locked and there's another one on the other side. And we need these panels to get them open, but it's not about the order. It's about which ones you have to push. For that we need to use both the numbers from the map, but also those panels you can see through the bars. Can I get a better look at those? Yeah, that's better. You can see these panels over here. There are 7 of them. and there are 7 panels on the floor here. And 2, 4, 6 and 7 are up, while the other 3 are down. And that indicates which of these panels need to be touched or need to be depressed. But we will do that in the next video.